Good, good. I can sense the energy emanating from this place. I will come shortly for you, my dears. Hello everyone, welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. Alright, this is game 3, scenario 3 of Death Wizards. We continue with the progress of Rodergast and his undead minions. And this is the robbing a grave scenario, a grave robber scenario. So Rodergast wants to head over to that cemetery over here and get some new minions, hopefully. So we'll see if he succeeds. We have to kill all heroes within 5 rounds. And this time, if we look over here, we see the heroes deployed on the opposite side. We have a paladin. We have 2 priests, a male priest and a female priest. And we have a villager. So I don't know, that paladin is worrying me a bit. Because he does have some pretty good stats. We'll see how his AI works in this game. And over here we have Rodergast and his minions. So I'm bringing, again, 8 rating of undead. Let me see, we have a new undead this time. We have a little vampire spawn. She is rating 1. And she's the one there curtsying, giving a little mocking curtsy to the wall over there. But we have Rodergast in the center. We have Zombie. We have Vampire Spawn. We have Archer. We have Death Knight. And we have Cousin with the big book on his back. Yes, he's going to be slapping around some heroes with that tome. Okay, so here's the board. We have Ruins. I came up with this on the table. This was the empty quarter. There's 3 pools there, so I turned it into a swamp. Basically, we have a forest. We have the cemetery. We have a forest. And we have a couple of houses here. One of these I made a ruin. It's an old barn connected to that house. So that's what I did. For the board, we can see the board from up here. And one interesting thing is that if I do a power, if Necromancer does a power an inch away from the cemetery, I get to actually reduce the cost of that power by 1. And that's because of all the necromantic energy surrounding the cemetery. All right, well, that's it about the scenario. We'll see the rewards in the end if Rodergast gets rewards. And now, let's play robbing a graveyard. Let's see if I can rob a graveyard. Before we begin, I do have to correct a couple of things from last game, and these were brought to my attention. One thing is I had the sort of turn a little bit screwed up. My notes were screwed up. So when I activate, first thing I do is I recharge 3 enemy at the beginning. After turn 1, you can recharge 3 energy. I then activate my Necromancer and 4 rating of Undead. So I do that together, or 4 rating of Undead and my Necromancer. But either way, they activate together. I was activating my Necromancer and then going straight to my 2 heroes. That's not how it works. So we do Necromancer and 4 rating, and then we do the 2 heroes in the activation of the order of the heroes. In this case, the priest is going to go first, then the paladin, then the villager. Okay, so you activate 2 heroes at a time. That means that my Necromancer is going to get to activate twice. Okay, whenever Rodergast kills somebody with that spell, which I did in the last game, Rodergast can recharge 3 energy, and he doesn't have to be 3 inches away from the dead figure in order to do that. Normally, he has to be 3 inches away from a figure to absorb their energy. Not so with that spell, because that spell is designed to siphon energy from your enemy. So that's very important. Those things are important. So now that we've corrected that, let's try to implement those corrections and get this game going. Very important, I do summarize turns in all my battle reports in order to save time and make my editing easier. This also means skipping some activations to show more important ones. So it may seem like I forgot to activate someone. This is not usually the case. However, I do mention it or verbalize it, mention it in the texts in front of the screen. So turn 1 begins by activating 4 Rating of Undead. You will note during some turns that Radagast activates first, while others minions activate first. So here the archer takes position between 2 of the ruined buildings. There is no line of sight that his empty eye sockets can detect. Next, my vampire spawn moves in the opposite direction. She can move 7 inches and peeks out of a corner of one of the buildings. Zombie moves next, a whopping 4 inches, as he shambles forward and settles behind the archer. Cousin now goes. And finally, Radagast moves 5 inches towards the vampire spawn. The vampire spawn senses the incoming heroes like a bloodhound. So I noticed a serious mistake. You will note I activate 1 priest, then 1 paladin, then a priest. Oh my goodness. It should be 2 priests, then the paladin, and finally the villager. I need more coffee. Priestess moved forward, a double move. So Death Knight has moved here to avoid the traffic jam that's occurring there. So Death Knight moves around, and then Radagast, this is his second activation this first turn. He is in line of sight of that paladin. Look at that nasty, nasty creature there. That paladin must die. And so these guys have done their double moves because that was the best choice for the AI. So now Radagast is going to cast a spell. And you guessed it, my favorite spell, Necromantic Bolt. Now, I know he's within 18 inches, but we're going to measure just in case. And it's a 4d10 power spell. The Necromancer has activated a second time. He mutters the words, and the skull laced with purple flame lunges at the paladin. The spell is 4d10 power dice. I roll 2 hits against the paladin's resist stat. The Paladin's ability Shield of Faith makes Radagast reroll his 2 successes because it is a necromantic spell. And let's see, come on. Okay, I still hit. He has a resist of 6. Look at that, I got a 10 and a 6. End of turn 1, and here are the heroes. The villager and the priest rolled on their AI, but they couldn't really do the results, so they move up. They do a double move. So there's the priest in the rear and the villager with the paladin and the second priest up in front. I did a spell against the paladin, did 3 damage with it, and basically here is the position of my guys. All right, well, let's go and recharge 3 energy for Radagast. Bringing him up to full again, and that begins turn 2. I don't have a lot of time, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to activate 4 Rating of Undead first, keeping Radagast second in the activation. And my vampire spawn has just moved here, and she mocks the paladin with a curtsy. So now I'm going to go to my archer, and he has the paladin in his sights. So he's going to fire an arrow, and I think I am going to direct it towards the paladin because I'm a little nervous about him. And like 13, I would say, no, not even 12. So 12 inches away. It's a range of 15, not a problem. Defense of 6 for the paladin, and my offense for The archer is 3, so 3 dice, so I need 6s. Oh, look at that. A critical, a 7, so that's 3 hits. All right, let's see, because the Paladin has special abilities too. My archer fires at the Paladin, and he does indeed take the damage. He is now down to 13 durability from 18, so that's pretty good. Okay, so it is Rodergast's first activation this turn, and so he moves here. He aims at the Paladin again, and now he's going to use up 5 energy, so 18 minus 5, and cast Tendrils, Grasping Tendrils on the Paladin. There is a priest here as well, but I think she's a little too far. Let's check it out. Okay, yeah, so it is within 18 inches of Rodergast, which he is very well 18 inches away. I'm using the Paladin as the sort of target, as the line of sight, but I'm casting the spell in here. I'm putting the marker in the middle of 3 figures. So yeah, there's no minimum distance between the figures, so that's good. As long as I usually use 1 figure as a line of sight target at least. But okay, so casting the spell to cursed condition, because they're holy people, but other than that. All right, so Paladin first. Let's see how many successes. He has a resist of 6, so we got 1 failure there. We got a 9 and a 7. That is 2 successes. Damn it. Okay, so I reroll and I get a 10, which again counts as a success. So I'm going to do D3. And again, you can let me know in the comment if you think that should be 2 successes. In the rules, as far as I've read them, that only happens during the damage, during an offensive attack, not during a spell attack. But I could be wrong. So I'm going to do my D3 damage. Okay, so that is 3 damage to the Paladin. So the priestess is slowed. She has resist 7, and now for the second priest, and I rolled 3 successes. Priests have resist 7, so they have a pretty high resist. So per success, that is a D3. By the way, the priestess only suffered 2 damage. I had a very low D3 result. So okay, so this priest now, D3. Ooh. That is 3 points of damage. Let's see, that was 3 successes. 2 points, so that's 5. And 1 point, so that is 6 points of damage by the tendrils that suddenly erupt from the ground and grab them all and slow them down. It is the hero phase, and the priestess moves, slowed by 2 inches. Thanks to the magical tendrils. I did not show her AI roll, but she moved a double move, and she's slowed. This puts her close to my vampire lady, who curtsies in a mocking manner. I like to move the spell marker of the tendrils representing the tendrils as a reminder of the slow condition, and it gives a little drama, these tendrils kind of lashing out from the ground. Here is where I first notice the mistake in the hero's order of activation. This should have been the second priest activating, but I activated the Paladin instead. The Paladin rolls a 1 on the AI, so he stays put and increases his defense and resist by 1. Rodergast says the words and suddenly fires a negative bolt at the priestess. My rolls in the background hit the priestess, but only do minor damage on a D10. Well, after Rodergast, 4 rating of undead finally activate. This time, it is my champion Death Knight who moves 5 inches to the ruins corner and surveys the area with his empty eye sockets. Okay, I don't know what the hell I was thinking this turn. The activation of the 2 heroes, the turn is over, by the way, the 2 heroes activated. It's supposed to be 2 priests activate first, because they're first in the activation order. Then the Paladin, so first is the 2 priests. So we're going to correct that. That was a big no-no. Peeking out of the ruin, when he moved his second activation, he's the only one that moves because he's rating 4. Rodergast our vampire spawn, the priestess who got hit by a blast of energy. And now we have to remember that when the priests activate, they heal 1 point of damage. So everybody's going to heal 1 point of damage, and the paladin also heals 1 point of damage. And now let's get the activation for the heroes right, shall we? All right. Turn 3, I'm just going to summarize turn 3 so I could concentrate a little, not worry about the camera, and we'll report the effect. But I am going to do 1 hero activation so that we know that I corrected the way the order of activation goes. The way, before I begin the turn, let me just report the female priestess is down to 8 durability after all those hits. The male priest is down to 9 durability, and the paladin is down to 10 durability. So come on, Rottergast, we can do this. It is close to lunchtime, and Simon is not happy about my mistakes. But he encourages me to move on while he does other, management things in the studio. Necromancer energy is recharged by 3, and the turn begins. Okay, so first activation, Death Knight moves. He is rating 4, so that the only minion that can move. Then Rottergast cast Bolster Undead, so on these two guys, the Vampire Spawn and the Death Knight get +1 offense and defense, and then Rottergast is simply going to move to the corner of the building here, and that's that. So now the priests go, and oh boy, one of the priestess rolls a 10. A blessing. The priest and all heroes within 12 inches increase their offense and defense by 1 until end of turn. So she blesses the little bastards. Alright, so he's definitely in range. They all are, basically. They all are. So they're all blessed. Ooh, you little. Okay. 7. Yikes. Okay. So the priestess heals 1 point, and she goes from 8 to 9, so she is up to 9 durability, and since he's activating, it goes from 9 to 10. Now, he just rolled Healing Pulse, which means the priest and all heroes within 12 inches heal 1d6. Oh, no way. Now we're really seeing why priests are a pain in the butt. Holy shit, of course I will. 6 and all my progress. Oh, Rottergast. Alright, all the progress has been screwed. Okay, so turn 3 is now over. The paladin took some damage from Archer, Cousin, and Zombie, who kind of ganged up on him. Archer moved over here after shooting. And paladin is now down to 10 durability. After healing, so that's good. He's back down to 10 durability, and then the villager actually rolled a 1 on his AI, which means he flees from the nearest enemy. So he lost faith after he sees this battle and runs backwards. I used the vampire as the nearest enemy, so yeah, he's running away. And then this priestess was attacked by my vampire spawn, which did a good 5 damage. She is now down to 10 durability after healing to full. She is back down to 10. So that is the battle between the vampire spawn and the priestess, and she is mocking the priestess as she does damage. All right, that ends turn 3. Let us go to turn 4. Hopefully I could keep all this straight. Let's now flip the card. And we're now on turn 4. I am running out of time, guys. I do not think I can do this, but let's see. As usual, turn 4 begins by increasing Necromancer energy. We are nearing the end of the game here. Rottergast begins by casting a 3 energy spell, Bolster Undead, on the Vampire Spawn. The Vampire Spawn uses this boost to attack the Priestess. She rolls 2 crits for a total of 5 damage. Good girl. Next, Archer Skelly gets 2 hits on the second priest. The priest shouts in anger. Then Archer Skelly moves into cover. And well, Zombie now rolls to hit with 3 offense. He rolls 3 dice and scores 2 hits. So the Paladin is taking good damage. Finally, Cousin attacks, scoring a crit and 2 hits for a total of 4 damage. That Paladin is going down. My 4 rating of Undead ends. So now the Priestess heals from 5 to 1. She goes up to 6 because she's activating. And the other Priest and the Paladin are going to do the same thing. Ugh. Okay, so it is that Priestess' turn. We roll on the AI. This turn 4. She rolls a 10 and blesses everybody. Oh, goddamn her. She is dying next turn. I don't care if I lose. I will have satisfaction with her going away. Alright, so she blesses everybody within 12 inches. Now the second priest moves into position to attack my lady, the vampire spawn. With a 6 offense, he hits pretty hard. The priest rolls 6 dice, scoring 5 damage to the vampire spawn, just as she was about to curtsy. The spawn goes down from 9 to 4 durability. This is the first damage she's taken. Now that 2 heroes activated, I give the turn to Death Knight. Knight rolls his dice. He needs 6s. The Paladin is defense 6. Ooh, 3 hits on the Paladin by Death Knight. Let's see what other things Death Knight has. Against normal heroes, that model would gain the weakness condition because Death Knight did damage, but that's not a normal model, and Paladins are immune to weakness. Guess what, guys? Paladin is down to 1 durability. That means in the final turn, he is going to heal 1 when he activates, or in this turn, actually. And, yeah. Oh. Well, he gets to activate next, so he actually has 2 durability. Does Paladin AI say? It says a 2, and a 2 is Smite. The Paladin will attack the nearest enemy. Yeah, so it is the nearest enemy, so 1 enemy, thankfully. The nearest enemy, it could be any of these. Let's just do, since Death Knight is the strongest figure, and just attack them, we're gonna do that. We need 9, okay, oh shit. God damn it. A 7, no, that wasn't a hit anyway. So, but I bumped it by accident. And I re-rolled it, so no other 9s. He does 2 damage to Death Knight. Final round. Or turn, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And the cousin takes off that book from his back and slaps Paladin in the face. Okay, and we got 2 hits there, doing 2 damage and destroying the Paladin. So the vampire spawn slays the priestess with a crit. So the priestess is destroyed. Too bad it wasn't 2 crits, because then it would trigger the vampire's feeder ability and she would heal 1. But Rattergas does get some energy from the kill. Zombie moves around the villager. He doesn't care about the villager. He wants priest blood. And so there's my zombie. He's gonna slap the priest in the face with a broken arm. So he has 3 offense, because he's not the strongest, and he needs 5s. Oh, zombie. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. It doesn't say that you can't shoot into combat, and so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna shoot into combat. No, it doesn't say you can't shoot into combat, and there's definitely a space there between figures. So he's gonna do it. He's gonna fire. We'll take his 3 dice, because he's only offense 3. And he rolls a crit. he rolls 3 hits, so 4 more on the villager. And guess what? 4 more on the villager, and that means that villager is dead. Priest attacks my zombie. He only has defense of 3, so he needs 3s. And yeah, few hits, no crits, but I think this kills my zombie. But zombie has a special ability. When 0 durability is reached, if damage did not include a crit, which it did not, thankfully, close though, model is raised to 1 durability, ignoring the rest of the damage. Okay. Oh, by the way, he's up to... Can't forget that. He recharged 3 energy. So, Necromancer recharged 3 energy from that kill the last time. And let me see. Well, he's too far away. Too far away from the villager. He was too far away from the villager. Close, though, because the villager was around here. Close by a few... millimeters there, but the range, it wasn't enough 3 inches. It wasn't 3 inches. So, okay, Necromancer's gonna move. And you know what? Because if I cast a spell on him, he has a high resist. My guy has some pretty good offense. So Necromancer is gonna whack him in the head with a stick. So he's gonna move. I mean, defense of 5, so I need 5. Come on, Rottergast. Only 1 hit. Oh man, no other hits. Alright, so 1 damage on that guy. But I think it was the best thing to do because he has a very high resist. And so he can resist spells quite easily. Alright, so Rottergast whacks him in the head. Not quite enough. I do have a couple of special abilities. I can teleport up to 2 friendly undead in line of sight. I don't need any of those things though. So moving Death Knight in, and this game is gonna end. Let's see what Death Knight does. Death Knight with his 9 dice, he moves in and attacks. Ooh, I got a crit. Ooh. Now priests are immune to the weak condition, I think. Now he has defense 5, so all these are hits. So I got 3 right here with the crit, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My priest has 14 durability because he did activate, so he healed 1, and now he is down to 7. Not enough to actually kill him. That ends my activation, and that's it. That's the end of game. 1 hero survived. Rottergast does not take this one. Very, very close. For all Rottergast fans, I'm sorry, but Rottergast will be back. Guess what? He will return. Okay, so now in the post game, we're going to raise a new dead. I want a shadow. And I don't have, the Stitcher doesn't have any limitation to get a shadow. I'll recheck that, and if I do, I'll simply change it. But we're going to try for a shadow. I'm going to roll a d6, and I successfully recruited an undead last game, so I don't add any bonuses to this roll. So let's see. Whoa. I rolled a 6. Okay, and the rating of the shadow is a 2, so all I needed was a 2. So basically, yes, I get a new undead. Welcome to my service, you lovely creature. Let's try to raise the villager. Let's see. And I roll a d10, and on a 9 plus, he is in my service, and I think I know exactly what kind of undead he will be. Oh, yes, I gain a new zombie. I give you the gift of undeath. Ah, welcome. Okay, Paladin. A 4, so no, I cannot raise. I can never raise them. And then the priestess, I'm definitely going to try to raise her into my service of 5. And no, I failed to raise her. But hey, at least I got a new zombie. That is raising heroes. Next is retiring minions. I don't think I'm going to retire anybody just yet. And then gain experience and spend experience. Now, I did not win this scenario, so I'm going to calculate experience and I'll just report it in the next video. Last game, I had 2 XP and I spent an XP to raise his offense, actually. Hey, it is time to see if we get assaulted. So layer assaults. I roll a d10 and I add the story mission number. The story mission is number 3, so d10 plus 3. However, I do have a cave, so there is a -1 to this roll. So really, I'm adding a +2. Okay, a 4 plus 2 is 6. That's not an 11, so my lair, they have a hard time finding it, and these pesky heroes do not invade my lair. Remember, folks, family is the most important thing. Come, my family! Okay, well, that was our friend Rottergast. A little creepy, Rottergast, a little creepy. In any case, I corrected some mistakes and also made more mistakes, which I had to correct. Fortunately, though, I won't beat myself too much because I did catch some of the major mistakes early. And one of the primary things is to remember how heroes activate. So if you haven't played the game, or you're seeing this video for the first time and you want to see how the game plays, that is a mistake that I was doing that first turn, that heroes have a certain order of activation. Priests are always first, and that means all priests. So if I have 2 priests, they both activate first, not one activates and then the other one activates afterward. No. So I spaced out on that. I'm really sorry, but we did catch it in time. So we activate our 2 priests, our paladin, because they come in second in the order, and then the villager. So Rottergast could not destroy that last priest, but we were very close to winning this game. All right, you win some, you lose some. We're going to move on to scenario 4, and they're going to get harder. They're going to get harder and harder, more and more villagers. Next time I will probably boost up my rating of undead that I'm going to bring with me. My layer is definitely growing. My family's growing. So we'll see you in the next video. Folks, see you in the next one. Hopefully put this video out before July 4th. Happy July 4th to everyone here in the United States. And this July 4th, we are dedicating it to the memory of my mom. So we will be celebrating the good memories despite the sadness that I do feel from time to time. It comes in waves, but I am remembering the good times, and that's what we're going to celebrate this July 4th in memory of my mom. And please be safe this July 4th, but enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.